So there was a reason why I didn't listen to Mike's live, and this is just a stupid conversation. Mike, I do not want to talk to you about anything until you acknowledge the sick behavior, right? And I think that what you're doing right now is even more sicker than ever, which is why I got you cursed. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you cursed. You know what? I went over there to listen to Lamar's show. I went over there to listen to him because for some reason, Lamar helps filter out your sick energy for real. I can't sit and just listen to your show. It's too sick, right? It's too sick, bro. First of all, I do a live to Ms Elle this morning addressing how much I cannot stand her. How, to be honest with you, if given the opportunity, I would knock her goddamn head off. Right? I do not like Ms Elle at all. And I don't like you anymore, Mike. That's the exact truth because I can see exactly what you're doing and it is very sick what you're doing. Instead of you discussing and addressing and responding to what I said, you go live to accuse me of flirting with Ms Elle and wanting Ms Elle, even though Ms Elle has been blocked for 4 years straight. I don't speak to her. Ms Elle obsesses about me and my child, obviously a child predator like you, and is currently stalking me. You see why a woman would not want you? I want you to stop listening to Bum Dot when he speaks because, I was listening to Bum Dot, and let me say this to you, Dot Bot. It doesn't matter how good a man is in bed. It doesn't matter how good a woman is in bed. But especially you men, just because a man is good in bed does not mean that a woman is going to accept anything. I don't understand what you mean by that. Like, that's why I said y'all sexuality, I don't understand that. So you're trying to say that if Mike had good dick, that I would be willing to accept him wishing death on my children and being a damn embarrassment to me in social media and embarrassing me in public. So if he had some act right, no, no. First of all, a person that's doing what Mike is doing is incapable of the level of intimacy that I'm looking for, which he is not. He is not the man for me. And a man that thinks, oh, I can act dumb and retarded and be abusive and be stupid. Oh, as long as he's good in bed, I would never. I would never. Because you know what? First of all, love making starts outside of the bedroom. You can't be a complete fool and a dumbass idiot, not with me at least. Love making starts, love making is constant. Can't no man go out there and do the things that Mike Mills has done and make me stay with him and take it because he's good in bed. That don't even make no sense. But anyway, back to Mike. Mike, this is the reason why I'm cursing you. And this is the reason why the main brunt of your curse is going to be never being able to come anywhere near me. First of all, I don't know if you soft in the head. I don't know if you soft in the head or if you're mentally ill or something, but you were literally projecting. Literally project. I'm. You know what? I'm done with you, Mike. I can't do this no more. First of all, you the one that got Miss Smell and her man wrenched up in your chat. You're the one. You're the one simping for this couple. They have control and power over you. That's first of all. You're projecting that to me. Okay. Now you're trying to switch gears on this here. You're trying to say that that I was flirting with Ms Elle and trying to make it seem like Ms Elle is so sexy, or her man is so sexy. See, this is you telling on yourself. You think that Ms Elle got something that I would ever want. First of all, if I was after a female, I'm a chubby chaser. I'm a chubby chaser. When the women that I've been interested in during those times have been chubby. The men that I'm interested in have been kind of chubby, stocky. I'm not into skinny bones like that. And no offense to anybody that's skinny, because y'all beautiful too, as long as you a normal person and you're not a complete psychopath. First of all, but Mike, let me point something out very important to you. Sex, desire, has nothing to do with even that short messenger conversation between me and Miss L. Do you realize that Miss Smell did not even flirt with me during that conversation? So you done made up some shit in your mind. This is the reason why I don't pick up the phone for y'all in that sector, right? Because what y'all do is y'all get on the phone with somebody and y'all spin a narrative. I have never gotten naked on camera for Miss Smell. I have never flirted with Miss Smell or Section 8 bomb. And see, this was exposed years ago. And see, this is why I said, Mike, I can't, dealing with somebody like you will drive somebody insane. And I'm not going to fucking let you do that, bruh. It's over. Okay. So, Bum Dot, I know that your YouTube career counts on me and Mike being together. Me and Mike, not only were we never together, but we're never going to see each other again. And trust me, last night, Mike made a half cock attempt to bring his black ass over here, and I just will have nothing to do with you ever again. You're done. We're done here, Mike. You either you either actually are crazy and stupid, or you playing crazy and stupid. And it's Mike's fault that I have to tell what happened again. This is exactly what happened. Me and Mike had fell out back in 2020. This is when Mike's mother passed away, and Mike turned into a complete monster. When his mother passed away, it was horrible. I don't know what was wrong with Mike at the time. I wasn't quite ready to let go of Mike at that time. Okay. Keep in mind that time heals all wounds. And Mike ain't been nothing but a mistake and a wound to me. But I'm sitting here chilling one night, and all of a sudden, my messenger is ringing because at that time, me and Miss Smell had not ever really gotten into it at that time. Me and Miss L did not fall out until after she tried to call me and invited her to my house, invited herself to my house for Halloween. So I'm sitting here chilling after me and Mike had got into it, right? And here's the thing about the whole situation with me and Mike. It doesn't upset me as much as these people would like it to. Actually, I don't give a damn at all. That's just how Mike is. I'm used to him being a dummy. Mike is crazy. Nobody actually allows Mike nor his words or his crazy shit to upset them. And you know what? We do that purposely because guess what? Mike says and does the things that he says and does because he wants it to upset people. But after a while, Mike, come on now. Surely you don't think that you need to find somebody else new to upset, because I haven't been upset about anything that you have said or gave a damn since 2019, when I realized that you was really crazy. So Ms. Mel contacts me, right? And her and first she's like, "Hi Jamila, how are you? I just wanted to check up on you." And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm like, I'm sitting here watching TV. Next thing I know, she pans the camera over to Section 8 Millionaire. And he's like, "You know what, Jamila?" He's like, "Mike is an asshole for what he did to you. He shouldn't be treating you like that." And I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah." I was like, "Okay, thank you." Miss Smell starts saying, "Jamila, I really want to, can we come over your house and stuff? I think we'd have a lot of fun on Halloween." And I said, "Miss Elle," I said, that and I use Mike as an excuse, but really I didn't want nothing to do with them people. I don't just invite random people to my home, right? I don't do that. So I basically tell her, no, nothing else happened. Miss L never flirted with me during that call, and I never flirted with her. There was never any sexual exchange of words or energy. The conversation literally lasted for 3 minutes. This was exposed years ago, back when it first happened, because after that happened, I mentioned it to Mike. Guess what Mike did? I'm going to tell y'all exactly what Mike did. Mike got angry because Mike is involved with those people. I believe Mike and Mayoko are swingers too. Mike got jealous. Mike got jealous of that, which is like that. Oh God, another reason for me to be done with your crazy ass, Mike. So he goes and he asks Miss L about it, apparently. And the next thing I knew, Mike was doing a live stream accusing me of trying to fuck Miss L in Section 8 bomb. Now, everybody knows that, first of all, when they stuck in the past. You know what? I will admit that that me and Tip Tap had some good times. She will be the only one. Me and her used to do some crazy stuff together. 15 years ago, 20 years ago, in fact. Okay, I will admit that me and Tiffany did have a threesome 20 years ago. It was literally 20 years ago, literally. Even when I saw Tiffany recently, which was about 10 or 11 years ago, there was no threesomes or nothing like that. I don't do shit like that. It's not something that I just do, right? They stuck in the past. That shit, I tried it, and I didn't, it wasn't nothing to write home about. It was just an experience, hon. So y'all tripping off of some shit from 20 years ago, right? So Mike is basing, this is why I can't be with Mike, because at the time, Mike actually accused me of wanting them, in which Mike has no intuition. Mike doesn't go off of intuition. Mike operates off of jealousy as well as insecurity. He's crazy. Or it could be that Mike is actually sadistic. He knew what happened during that phone conversation, but yet he still Mike's the type of person that will accuse you of doing something just to have an argument with you. He's a sick person. He's a very sick man. And I believe Mike is into all that swinging and stuff. I'm not. I've never been a swinger. I've had experience. I had one experience, and that's it. I did that, and that was 20 years ago. I'm 47. I'll be 47 this summer. Mike, 47 years old, still on Messenger jacking off to Ms Elle in Section 8 Millionaire. Mike is factually a goddamn cuckold. I don't even know why he would even bring that. See, Mike, this is why I don't like you. This is why I don't want you. I don't want to be with you. You're sick. You are a very, very sick person. So right after I told Mike about it, he must have went and questioned them. And ever since then, Section 8 bum has been stalking me, and so has Ms Elle. And it's because of Mike. Mike has I think Mike got some kind of sexual thing going on with them. Mike does himself, which is another reason why I don't want Mike. I don't want some man sitting online crying over a woman and her man. You got some kind of relationship going on with both of them people. And this is the reason why I don't like you, because you sick. It's not that I'm judging people that do those types of things. Okay? It's not that I'm being judgmental. It's just that I'm not into it. So, Mike, you are totally full of shit. You refuse to address the fact that this crazy bitch keeps roasting my son. I will fuck you up, Mike. I will fucking destroy you because you are a sick ass sexual deviant stalking me with a couple just like you and Mayoko. You and Mayoko are very sick people. I feel bad for anybody that has to deal with you. In fact, last night, Mike kept trying to send me pictures of Ms Elle. What are you trying to make her attractive to me? Mike, I'm not into it. Everybody has the right to want and desire what they want. Mike, clearly, because I could tell that you are very open sexually because you were sitting over there talking about having sex with Eva. Stop projecting to me, Mike, and get the hell out of my face. And I don't know what sexuality you people are, but Jamila has nothing to do with that. I'm sick and tired of y'all, Mike. I lied to myself for years, and you have misrepresented yourself for years. When in reality, you are into sick shit. And I'm not talking about just Mike. If you want to have a threesome and have sex with a man and a woman at the same, exactly, Jane, he is a pervert. He is. And you know what, people do that kind of stuff, and it's obvious that that's what they into. But stop projecting that to me. Stop. And see, the thing of it is that it doesn't make any sense whatsoever that I have to keep saying it over and over again, that I have to keep saying over and over again. And Mike, you violated me. You understand me? And I know for a fact, let me tell y'all something. And see, this is why you fucking curse, nigga. The one of the reasons why you kept video recording having sex with me, bum dot, you're wrong. Okay? You can't speak on my situation when you don't know anything about it. One of the reasons why Mike kept videotaping me was to show it to Section 8 Bomb and Ms Elle. And that's one of the reasons why, nigga, you will never. And you know what? I've even asked you to delete all of those sex tapes. But see, yeah, that shit gonna backfire. My spirits are telling me they're gonna make y'all go blind to something. That shit is sick. You never had my consent. You never had my consent. And you can tell that Miss Smell, she has like this sexual deviancy to where she wants to mistreat a black woman. I'm not into it. And Mike, the fact that you are into some sick shit like that, and I'm realizing that about your ass, let me just say, well, all I got to say is that you are an ex that's gonna end up in hexes. I'ma fuck you up, you sick motherfucker, because you never he hid this shit from me. That's why he keeps talking to Miss Smell and Section 8 Millionaire. That's why he keeps talking to them. I never flirted with them. There was no flirting that happened at all. They called me with an assumption that I was vulnerable. Oh, and trust me, I don't deserve it and I'm not worried about it, but I want people to know the truth. They called me with an assumption that I was vulnerable. I was sitting there watching TV. The conversation literally lasted 3 minutes, if that. There was nothing sexual. I have never flirted with Ms Elle. I've only been nice to her. And see, to a pervert, being nice to them is flirting, and that's not true. That's not true. To people like y'all, just saying, "Hey, how's your day?" That's an open invitation for sex, and I want to have sex with you, and I want you to come to my house. What the hell? Yeah, it was so like I never gave Mike permission to show any of those videos to anybody, and please believe that those videos are photoshopped. Mike releases these Photoshop videos to the public, but Mike has a lot of videos with me and him that is OnlyFans worthy. And if I ever find out, Michael, see, we've addressed this before. If I ever find out that you have trafficked any of those videos on the internet without my permission, not only are you going to jail for revenge porn, but also trafficking. See, you refuse to address that, don't you? You are a disgusting person. You are not deserving of love. You're not. I'm absolutely disgusted by him. Yeah, absolutely. And nobody's faking or fronting. This is real, you fucking little piece of garbage. You think I sat up there and wanted Section 8 bum looking at me having sex? This is one of the reasons why I hope you die, Mike. That's disgusting what you did. You're basically trying to force me into some kind of entanglement. This is why you're going to get fucked up. And like I said, just because I cuss and I know how to assert myself and I'm not all like, hope is, that doesn't mean, I'm pissed off and I would love to see you get your ass beat for what you did. I don't do things like that. And you are just a sick, perverted person, Mike. And you know what? That's why I'm done with you. And you can't stop. You can and I don't expect you to change, Mike. That's who you are. Go be who you are, Mike. Well, me and Mike are done. I know that y'all go over there and y'all listen to the bum, and the bum wants to spin the narrative that me and Mike are gonna hook back up, or no, we're not. No, we're not. You know what? I just want to forget Mike ever existed. What a disgusting person. I'm gonna tell you something. Me and my baby daddy, we may have had a threesome with Tip Tap, right? But my baby daddy would never share me with the world. My baby daddy would never, like, Mike is not jealous in the context of what I'm used to. Mike is not a possessive person. I actually enjoy a man that loves me enough to not want to share me with nobody because I'm not that type of person anyway. I don't go sleeping around anyway. Okay. So, when the last relationship that I was in was with Frankie, and Frankie he would have never taken video of me and sitting online with a bunch of perverts like you. So, therefore, Frankie will always be a better man than you, Mike. You are a sick person, and you kind of remind me of P. Diddy. I hope you go to jail and they beat your ass, Mike. Hey, sissy. Yeah, you're disgusting, Mike. And trust me, I'm going to get your ass because you full of shit. In fact, after that happened, I ended up having to block Ms Elle. And God forbid you block one of their asses. God forbid. You can't even block Mike. You can't block him. Whenever I will block Mike, Mike's behavior is only mild because he's not blocked. I don't have him blocked right now. Right? So if Mike was blocked, He be online saying more sicker shit than what he's saying. After that, after I hung up with Miss Elle, and then both of them tried to go over to Mike's platform, and Mike actually did a whole show back in 2020, 2021, I believe, trying to say that I wanted Miss Elle. Miss Elle is not desirable to me, Mike. She's desirable to you, Mike. Her man is desirable to you. You want Miss Elle and her man, and I don't give a shit. Well, you think that bothers me? I knew it back then. I just was holding out hope, but I see you for who you are, and I'm good with it, Mike. After that, Miss Mel would literally call me and I wouldn't pick up the phone. And so I knew, like, instinctively and intuitively, I knew that if I blocked her, she set up and called me back to back. I exposed this back in 2020. And I'm trying to think, I wasn't using the same messenger. I think I ended up getting a different messenger. No, it was the same one that I have now. Anyway, I had exposed it, but I took the video down because I don't have nothing to do with y'all weird. Y'all have a weird sexuality in that sector. And Mike, I don't want nothing to do with your monkey mating ritual, whatever the hell you doing, like I told you years ago. Remember that was back when I would respond to that sector and I would be pissed. I wasn't trying to roast with nobody. I wasn't. But I told you years ago, I said, you of another species than me. You doing a mating ritual. I don't want nothing to do with that. I don't even understand your sexuality, Mike. I don't understand what you're doing and I don't like it. Seems pretty sick and disgusting to me, and you need your ass beat forever trying to get me involved with that shit. That girl kept calling me back to back and I would not answer. And so finally, when I wouldn't answer for Miss Smell, that is when her and Mike started attacking me in social media. And so that's when I went ahead and blocked her. I heard the things that LA said, but LA needs to stop spinning the narrative. LA needs to quit trying to spin the narrative that I'm going to get back with Mike, number one. And number two, LA himself needs to quit doing what he's doing. So that's why I don't give him no credibility. I heard the things that he said, and I appreciate him saying that. However, LA is sick and twisted too, because he keeps saying that I'm going to get back with Mike, and that's not true. You know, I do believe that for a while, I had what is probably called kind of like emotional battery syndrome or something from Mike. And that's probably why I did kept taking him back. I do have the capability of love. And Mike took advantage of that. He's disgusting. That's why he doesn't deserve love. That's why your heart is bad, Mike. That's why you look bad. That's why your skin is gray. You're not a dark skinned man. You're not chocolate. You're gray. That's why your heart is dying in your fucking chest, and I hate your ass. I do. I can't stand Mike. I ca- and you know what? Do I believe that Mike is a sick person? Yes, I do. But I also feel that his sexual deviancy is what it is. Mike, we all know that you have some kind of sick entanglement with Miss L and Section 8 bomb that Mayoko probably has something to do with too. Now I'm gonna point something out to y'all. In that butt dial that I played for y'all, didn't one of the people in the background strangely sound like Section 8 bomb? It sounded like Section 8 bomb was in the same house with Mike. If y'all listen to that footage, it sounds like it. The voices match perfectly. So we never know. Section 8 bomb and Ms Smell could be in Georgia. Mike might be fucking Section 8 bomb. I don't want nothing to do with you, Mike. You know what? I have nothing against bisexual men. I have nothing against gay men, but I don't want to sleep with you. And no, I am not bisexual. That's another reason why I don't like Bum Dot, because Bum Dot keeps saying that I'm bisexual. You know, telling me that I'm bisexual is just as bad as misgendering a transgender. I am not bisexual, Lamar, at all. I have no desire to be with a woman. Yes, I do think that women are beautiful. Absolutely. Yes, I love women. Yes, there was a time in my life that that I was on that stuff, but I've been honest about it. The only reason why I was on it and why I even did it is because a lot of you men ain't about shit anyway. But in reality, if I can't have the man that I want, I'll just be alone. If I can't have the man that is the prototype, that is the exact perfection for me, then I'll be alone. I don't have to sleep with women. I can give myself sexual gratification. And let's keep it a buck, probably in about 10 more years, hell, I'm probably going to go through menopause and probably not even be interested in sex anyway. I'm good on that. Well, probably not. I see a man coming into my life, a real man that, I don't want that lifestyle. You know what? I wish if I could do it over with, I wish I could go back and do it over with Frankie. Because I made mistakes early on in that relationship and I allowed that lifestyle to ruin our relationship. You know what I'm saying? And I feel bad for that. Somebody like him would be perfect because he was never into that. When I met Frankie, I was actually hanging out with a lot of bisexual women and stuff. So that was, to me, to me, and this is no shade to my LGBTQ community. Hey, I support y'all. Y'all have the right to do whatever y'all want to do sexually. Like, I totally understand that. But Mike is basing current and what he's doing currently based upon something I did over 20 years ago. And you know what? I just don't think that normal people in the LGBT community are stalking people that are saying, hey, I've tried it. You know, the LGBTQ community knows about bi-curious people. Trust me. But it's not something that I would want long term as a lifestyle or as a choice. Do I feel that being gay is a choice? For me, it would be, for me. But on the other side of the fence, I know that there are gay people that feel that they were born that way. I know that there are transgender people that feel that they were born that way. And I support them. It doesn't have to all be cookie cutter one way. But I want a man. Okay. I do. And I want a man with some good sense, a man that ain't sitting on Messenger playing slave games with Ms Smell. Yeah. I don't want anything to do with that. I have the right to have a normal man in my life that's not sitting at home. You know, the sick part about it is that Miyoko watches all of this. This is a fact. Miyoko is really who drives Mike when he attacks me, because Miyoko has an extreme obsession for me as well as a jealousy. How do we know? Because the bitch showed up at my house. So I don't want anything to do with Mike. I don't want anything to do with Mayoko. I don't want anything to do with Ms. Smell. I don't want anything to do with any of them. You can tell that they are, because they're constantly talking about me sexually. I actually have never felt comfortable with that. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. And Mike doesn't ever have to admit to this because it doesn't matter, because he has made a choice to be who he is. Me and Mike reached a level of intimacy to where it made me want something that Mike could never give to me. And you know what? I'm ready to meet a man that's going to be so much better. You know what I'm saying? Like, in all honesty, I enjoyed the intimacy between me and Mike, and we did get very close. I mean, we was peeing on each other. That's how close we were. But it wasn't the beautiful intimacy that I was looking for with a man. It wasn't, and I made a mistake. But you know what, Mike? You're not gonna continue to stalk me. I'm gonna do something to your black ass because I told you it was over. Yeah. He did. He did. And I'm realizing that now. And he wants me to accept it. And I've been telling Mike for years, I've been like, listen, and he thinks I can't see what he's been doing. Because one day he actually got mad at me. He came over here. And when I think back about it, I'm like, was every time we was together, I was experiencing something real, but he was fake. Because he attempted to video record me. He was like, baby, you look good, because I have lost a little bit of weight, gotten into shape. I've been working out, not the past month though. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I kind of fell off a little bit. But he was like, why you don't want me to record you, baby? You look good, you look beautiful. I was like, I'm not gonna let you record me because I know you're gonna go and you're gonna show it to Ms Elle and Section 8 Millionaire. And he said, no, I'm not. I'm just going to keep it. I said, Mike, you're not allowed to record me anymore having sex with you. Sick person. I swear to God. Yes, he did. I can't even big up the bum or Lamar. I don't even like calling that, but Lamar is so ruthless. I wish I could big up and give Lamar props for beating his ass after just realizing what type of person you are, Mike. You know what you did, and I can't, because Lamar he's just as perverted as Mike. He is, because why do you keep why? In fact, Lamar has dropped that revenge porn, several times. So I can't even big up Lamar for fighting him, because as a woman that has been literally fell victim to him, that I feel like he deserves it. How dare you take advantage of somebody like that? Mike, just because I had my experience with Tiffany, I was never a slut or a hoe. I never slept around. Doesn't mean that I'm open to all of this shit. And I just hate you. I send back all your negativity. I cut your ass off. I cut the cord to you. I take back every drop of my trust, my purity, my innocence that you stole from me, and my worth and my value as a woman. I take it back purified of all your curses. And I curse you because, see, you're a rapist, Mike. You knew I would never be cool with that. And even to this day, you make excuses. You claim, oh, I'm not the one that dropped that. You a sick person, man. I listen. What you need to do, Mike, is disappear from my sight. because everything, like, I swear to God, I want to goofer your ass. I really want to see you fucked up just because you tried to force me into that shit. You tried to force me into a lifestyle that I wanted nothing to do with so that you could come to YouTube and pretend that I would be facilitating any of this when and you just a fucked up person that because I've came to you and told you several times how I used to feel about you, and none of that moved you. You just I want to get away from all of them. And TLB the Fly Guy would really appreciate it if Lamar would stop attacking me. I would really appreciate it if he would stop dropping revenge porn on me. I would really appreciate it because I've never dropped revenge porn on Lamar. The crazy part about it is that the bum been over there dropping revenge porn on me, and I've had revenge porn of him. I've spoken about it. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't want nothing to do with these people. I ain't shared Lamar's penis to my wall and stuff like they did. I spoke about it, what I thought of it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like socially, I would never have anything to do with people like this. And even when me and Tiffany was involved, she knows that it was never like this. So I just don't want anything to do with any of it, to be honest with you. Okay. And Mike can't hold nobody hostage. I will fuck Mike up. In fact, Santa Martha got him by his fucking balls. Now, when Mike gets to wishing death, like, why is it even that serious? I want you involved with this sick sexual club that I got going on, which is what I've been saying for the longest. And if you don't conform, you can go die. This is exactly like Mike needs, he needs jail and reform. He may not go to prison for the rest of his life for what he did, but he does need jail and reform, is what he needs. Because the crazy part about it, when I wouldn't conform to Mike and his weirdness, he would threaten my life. Now, what the fuck is wrong with I thought I knew him. It's not good enough for him. Just having a normal sexual relationship with a woman will never be good enough for Mike. His sexual energy is connected to doing shit like what he's been doing. And that's why I don't want him and I don't like him because I am nothing like him. I'm not the type of person that would take video of somebody and release it to the public and let alone do that to a woman. And I'm definitely not the type of person that would put a woman out there like that, like what they accuse me of doing to Dip Tap. Now, granted, I was wrong for telling. I think the reason why Tiffany got mad at me and decided to get revenge is because I did reveal certain things about Tiffany that I knew about her that she probably didn't want me to release to the public. So I can definitely understand Tiffany's anger, but Tiffany apparently is a narcissist because Biss, why would you be running around running behind me trying to talk to people because you was the one initially that went to all of these people. So you bought all this shit on yourself. You should have never been trying to run behind people that I was talking to in social media. I don't know what it was you thought you was doing. To be honest with you, Tiffany is the one that intensified um um Mike and AKT's obsession with me. Now, Tiffany ain't been around per se. Only Cat has been around. Again, why would you grown adults continue this bullshit? Because that's exactly the way that y'all are. And you know what? Eventually, when I fuck y'all mouths and y'all throats up, y'all gonna learn to quit bringing me up because I don't want nothing to do with that. Yeah, they are. They're sexual terrorists. They're disgusting. I want to have sex with a normal man that makes love to a woman, right? I don't want to have sex with Mike Diddy. And you know, Mike reminds me of P. Diddy. He's disgusting. He is. He's disgusting. And you know what? I used to feel like Mike was good in bed, but the only reason why he was good in bed is because I'm good in bed. I just kind of got used to it. You know what I'm saying? Because Mike made it very difficult for me to get away from him. Oh, trust me, Mike, not only am I going to get away from you, but I'm going to curse the entire fuck out of you, boy. Because I don't have no love for you. I don't love you at all, Mike. I don't love you and I don't want you. And that is the exact truth. Yeah. Right. Tiffany was running around, doing sneaky shit, but Tiffany has always done that. And she was upset because it didn't work on Frankie. Frankie kicked her to the curb and dogged the fuck out of her. That is the God to honest truth. I can honestly say that about Frankie. Even though Frankie got upset, Frankie did not want me to be friends with Tiffany at all. And at the time, I was being a stupid bitch and I wouldn't cut her off. I wouldn't. And he was very upset about that. So what Frankie did was he decided to try to form a connection with Tiffany to get her to fuck away. And it was some things that had happened, and we finally did get Tiffany out of the picture, but then me and Frankie ended up breaking up because it just, when you got a female like Tiffany hanging around, your relationship is not going to survive. It isn't. And that's why I always say that I will never have a threesome with somebody that I love again, because I still do love Franklin Childress. That's my baby daddy. I had two babies with him. I will always love him. And if my daughters are watching, I love you and I loved your daddy. Still love him. Still love him. And I can honestly say, but at the time, I was in my 20s and I wasn't ready for marriage. You know what I'm saying? And he kind of wanted to force me into that because he was in love with me. But the one thing y'all can't take away from me is that I'm a good mother. And I'm not out there in the streets doing all kind of wild shit. You know what I'm saying? We did have some wild. There wasn't no children in danger though. During these times that me and Tip Tap, which was only a few times that we did what we did, wasn't nobody's kids being threatened to be murdered and harassed. I don't know where the hell that dynamic came in. Yeah. Oh, Tiffany is not a Libra, sis. Tiffany is a Taurus. She's a Taurus, sis. I know exactly what to do with her though. Yeah, she's a Taurus. So I can see why Tiffany was able to come in and literally, she ain't got shit on me though, because I tell Tiffany exactly where the hell to go. My interest in Tiffany at the time when we were friends was that I cared about her. When I saw what type of person that she was and she started doing all that wild shit in social media, I was done with her. Water buffalo. What water buffalo, sis? What water buffalo are you talking about? Are you talking about the other one? Yeah. Well, you know what? It's a known fact that Geminis, they have this side of themselves, because I was looking at a sex chart, and Geminis actually really love threesomes and orgies and things of that nature. And I don't know why Mike is so ashamed of it. I think it's simply because he wants to be me. He went in like, but you're not me. You're not. And Mike is such a liar. Mike told me about one time, a few times when him and Miyoko had a threesome. And he forgot that he had told me that shit. He told me about it. When I mentioned it to him a few years ago, he was like, I ain't never told you that. I said, yes, you did. Yes, you did. He told me about that. But now he wants to lie about it because Mike, you don't have to have a personification like that. If you and Miyoko are in to having sex with women, it's obvious that y'all are, because I believe that one of the reasons why he kept recording me is so him and Miyoko could watch the videos and shit. Yeah, they usually are. I actually get along very well with Tauruses. But, when they seek vengeance, they can be a trip. And Tiffany became very weird. She kind of blamed it on Mike, but there's no way that anybody could talk me in to lying for them. There's no way. I would never lie on a person. Just, nah, I don't do no shit like that. But yeah, I was cool with Tiffany for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was cool with her for a while. Sis said, but Gemini shaking my head. No one loves anything that isn't clean. That's not love, just lust. What can be used to control you? Enslavement? Hell yeah. Mike ain't enslaving shit. I will fuck Mike up. Right. Tiffany did threaten to kill my children. I was like, girl, really? Our friendship is not worth all that. What we was doing wasn't worth all that. And that's why to this day I can't fuck with Tiffany. I do not fuck with Tiffany because she threatened to kill my to murder my children. And she needs to accept that and move on. Okay. And not only that, it's on tape. It's not like I'm lying. Yeah, for some reason I did record that. But the reason why I recorded is because when I ended the friendship with Tiffany, she literally started stalking me hard body. And that's one of the reasons why I don't really fuck with Lamar, because Lamar can't keep it real about that shit because Tiffany gave him some ass. So he's the type of person that will sell his whole goddamn soul out for some pussy because for some reason he thinks that getting pussy is like the bee's knees of life. And, you're a male. I don't compare myself to you. The minute he attacks your kids, it's over with Mike. Straight disrespectful, no coming back. And he has, I agree. And you know what I'm saying? I think that Mike, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I think that on some level, he did have some kind of domination over me or something to even get away with that. But the way that he did it was that he would make excuses, right? He would make excuses. He would tell me that he was crazy. He would tell me that that he went through a lot as a child and that he's trying to do better and that he knows that he needs help, right? And then also another thing, Mike has never, ever, and would never do anything to physically or sexually harm my children, right? And then also when Mike would come over here, all of my kids would be asleep. And Mike would never he wasn't never like somebody that was always at my house. And so I'm not going to be ashamed. There are women that were married to men who were sexual deviants. Mike never touched my children. He never laid hands on my children in any kind of way. And it's over. And so that's been Lamar's game or whatever with the whole thing. And Lamar can't hold me hostage for that either. TLB the fly guy, because I'd have beat Mike's fucking ass. In fact, and I'm not no big woman. Why they trying to make me seem like I'm a bear or something? I ain't no big ass woman. I remember one time my baby daddy did some foul shit. He didn't touch my children, but he was after me. I beat his ass in my living room. He won't. Right. You're right. I think that what ended up happening is that I do believe that Tiffany, because, she had never behaved that way previously before she ran into these people in social media. And I do believe that Tiffany was possessed. I do. Right. Right. I do believe that. But now Mike would never touch my kids. I would beat Mike's fucking ass. I wouldn't even never let, he wouldn't even get that fucking far. Cause every mother ain't weak. I beat the shit out of my kids will beat the shit. You think uh, first of all, it's funny how Mike be online talking shit about Ty. Ty is like 6 fucking 3. Ty would whoop Mike's ass, although I would never put my son in that situation. He ain't never gotta be that way. We getting ready to leave Georgia and get the fuck away from Mike. And I swear to God, when I get back to KC Mo, Kat and Tiffany gonna be real quiet. They online talking that shit. They ain't gonna do shit. Weirdos. They weird though. Yeah, you right. I think part of the reason why, because I did see Tiffany when I saw Tiffany. Remember when Tiffany did that trip to Florida? Oh my God. I was like, wow. 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 Uh it's sad, like, but why should I keep hanging around with this person? Part of the reason why I ended the friendship with Tiffany is because I could see what she was doing. Me and Tiffany's friendship ended in 2013. She didn't think that I could see her talking to those people. See, that's what I'm saying. I can see it. And then all the signs were there. Even before me and Tiffany fell out officially, I could see her talking to Alexis and I could see her talking to Mike. That is a fact, even before it came out in the forefront. Even before there were any signs. When I get close to a person, I can see what they're doing. Just like I can see Mike. Mike, I believe that Mike still on some level is either talking to Tiffany or trying to. And I'm Tiffany's not gonna be in my bedroom up my ass for the rest of my life, on trying to grade and judge what dick I get. I'm not gonna have that bullshit. Let Mike do that by himself. Hmm. If it, I want healthier friendships with women too. If we're gonna be friends, you got your man, I got mine, we got our kids, all that crossing over and stuff. I don't want nothing to do with that. I don't. And the threesome was Frankie's idea because I kept being friends with Tiffany. For some reason, this is how a man can be when he in love. I was at home all the time. Frankie knew exactly where I was at all times. During the course of me and Frankie's 2-year relationship when we lived together, I only spoke to Tiffany on the phone. Tiffany did come over and spent the night a few times after she gave birth to her youngest son. But other than that, there was literally no sex, right? It was strictly platonic. Frankie would always kind of be like, what are y'all doing? Because I traumatized him early on in the relationship. And I felt bad because of that. You know what I'm saying? And it was mainly because I wasn't ready to settle down. I met Frankie and was pregnant within a month. That does not make me a bad mother because I'm not ready to marry and settle down. And see, a lot of these men that be in they feels. Not wanting to settle down with a man doesn't make you a pervert, and it doesn't make you a pedo, and it doesn't make you a bad mother. I didn't want all that drama. And when I decided to make a commitment to Frankie, he didn't believe it. So by that time, Frankie was already on some bullshit. But I would be home all the time, and Frankie would constantly accuse me of cheating on him. With who? With who? Ain't nobody been here. Like, it was weird. And then come to find out, his sister, as well as Tiffany, because he was being foul anyway, because men will make this mistake. What they will do is, they will, if they suspect something, because he would always tell me, he'd be like, man, that girl's a slut, I don't want you hanging around her. You know what I'm saying? She already almost fucked up our relationship in the beginning. And you know what I'm saying? I was 20. I was like 23, right? So I was just like, I ain't giving up my friend for you, and da da da. You know how it is when you young or whatever. But at the time, as a woman, if he'd have been the right man, I think that you probably should, you know what I'm saying? Especially being that Tiffany wasn't up to no good. But what he decided to do was try to cozy up to her so he could monitor me. And that's when shit gets messy. And that's why me and him broke up, and we ain't been together ever since. So, you know what I'm saying? Because Frankie proposed marriage to me. He actually bought me a ring and everything. And I was so angry at him for the way he handled the whole situation that I sold his ring. And he came over one day. We were broke up. We weren't living together. He was like, where's your ring? And I was like, I lost it. That man That man looked for that ring for 2 hours. He tore that house up. He looked under the beds. He moved furniture looking for that ring. And I didn't tell him until several months later that I had sold the ring, because I just didn't want the relationship anymore. So you know what I'm saying? 20 years ago, right now, and then 10 years ago, even 10 years ago, I still deserved to have a good man in my life, because by that time I had already been celibate for 10 years. I had cleared Tiffany out, but then I had ended up relinking back up with Tiffany in 2012. You know what I'm saying? But Tiffany does not run my life. See, Mike tries to make it seem like Tiffany's this white girl that got all this power and she run my life or whatever, just like he tries to make it seem like he's that way. And it ain't like that. First of all, I don't want to be fucking with somebody that's trying to pretend they got power over me. And that's one of the reasons why, hell, I could have did something to Mike. I could have did a demonic something to Mike to make him what the fuck. I want real friendships. I don't want to fuck with somebody that I feel like I got domination over them and shit. People want real friendships. People want real love. No, he ain't worth it. I am moving away. And you know what? What y'all can do, what the community can do, is to stop placating this bullshit and tell him, like, man, leave that girl alone. Let her move home. And see, Mike's trying to get it in his head that I'm gonna go back and have sex with Tiffany. He already said it. I have no plans at all, nor is it in the future that I am ever going to be friends with Tiffany again. In fact, here's the thing about it. I have friends back in Kansas City that are nothing like Tiffany, that are non sexual, that are my real friends that I grew up with. Tiffany, well, first of all, I ain't never met Kat. I don't know her. But Tiffany ain't the only motherfucker that I know from Kansas City. What the hell? And I told Mike, I said, why should I? He's like, no, you need to stay. And that I said, Mike, I said, why would I stay here in Georgia for a relationship that is not going anywhere? Number one, and number two, you keep flip flopping and acting stupid. Why would I do that? But I mean, Mike is exposing his own sick nature, and that's why I don't even really listen to Mike. I'll listen to Lamar because I know Lamar is gonna check him, but Lamar need to check himself because he doesn't know me. The fact of the matter is that Lamar does not know me. He does not know what I want. He can't speak for my heart. He can't go around saying that I'm bisexual because I'm not. So that's one of the reasons why I take what Lamar says with a grain of salt. But I do think that what he's saying to Mike sometimes is correct. But what he's not correct about, Lamar actually kind of supports Mike in trying to force me to what is this? Mike seemed like the type of person that'll move a chick in, with his family and friends and let everybody in his family have her and they all be having that one woman. Now that would never happen with me because Mike knows I would beat his ass. He seemed like that type of person. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like him. I don't like him. Not, and I don't even like him as a friend because of what the fuck he tried to the games that he tried to play with me. It seems it's like as soon as you started talking to De Niro, she came out of nowhere and started acting a fool. Yep. Yep. And truth be told, Tiffany was trying to push up on De Niro too. Truth be told. In fact, you never know. Tiffany probably traveled down here and actually had sex with De Niro. You never know. And she was ready to murder children. Listen, hon, I have never been, first of all, as a woman, I ain't never had to threaten to murder children or hurt a child or anybody to get attention from a man. She came online and was like totally, I don't know, Tiffany looked thirsty to me. Tiffany and Kat looked thirsty to me. Okay. And that's why I don't fuck with them. First of all, I didn't have nothing to say about them driving down there to go and see Lamar because I was trying to pretend like I didn't know these bitches. First of all, bitch, regardless of if I have a car or not a van, a truck, I would never drive to go see a man. He gonna come to me. So Tiffany and Kat are very thirsty in my opinion. And I think that they are in good company. I think that men like Lamar like for women to be thirsty, do anything for them. Jamila don't have nothing to do with that. And I don't care how many times you try to call me ugly, you try to Photoshop shit. And Mike's the same way. He wants a woman to bend over backwards for him. And if that's what he's going to get in Talia, if that's what he's going to get in these women, then let him get it. I know that I'm done with the shit because it just looks stupid. You know what I'm saying? I didn't, right. You right, Jane. I didn't betray her. Jane Spencer said you never betrayed her. You spoke very highly of Tiffany, and she returned your loyalty with acts of betrayal and slander. You are absolutely right about that. You're right, because back when I lived in Lawrence, when I was in that one duplex, me and Tiffany actually made videos together. And she went right over there to them people and turned against me. You're right about that. And it wasn't until after she did that that I started, telling the truth and revealing what kind of fucked up person she is. But guess what? They already know how fucked up she is and they like her. So have at it. I'm not missing Tiffany or the friendship because Tiffany would come to me and fake the funk and pretend to be this nice, innocent, sweet person, but was a totally different person when she was around other people. And I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? And Aaron actually told me one day, he said, keep my son away from her. He said, she's the devil. You know what I'm saying? Which, I don't necessarily think of her as the devil, but, because she told me one day she don't have no soul. And, if you think about the devil has many souls, right? But, he was telling me, I'm trying to leave her. I'm trying to go back to where I'm at. And I'm just, I have to say this, I have to reveal this because, all of them got that deviancy. And I think Mike loves it. Mike literally has a fantasy because he hates black people so much, especially light skinned black people. But he would do this to a dark skinned woman, right? I think that Talia is willing to, because I think Talia is bisexual, absolutely. I think Talia has an interest in sleeping with the women that Mike wants her to sleep with. But Mike has this weird fantasy about a black woman being mistreated, being treated like a slave or a fucking dog or something. And I think that a lot of them have that fantasy. And a white woman is like whipping her, and it's like a sexual fantasy of theirs. I don't have that fantasy. Now, I used to have a little fantasy of my man spanking me and stuff and doing a little bit of 50 Shades of Grey. Nah. Mike turned me off on that shit. Now, in the future, if my man wanna, smack it a little bit, smack my ass or something, I ain't got no problem with that. But to be totally disrespectful and gutter, and somebody like Mike don't deserve no woman that's doing no BDSM. That's why it turned me off. Mike, this is Mike's version of BDSM. He's a sicko. Let somebody else do it. No, no, no. There's no man whose dick is gonna be that good, Lamar, to where they into that BDSM shit, and Mike's sitting up here doing what he doing, and ha ha, and I'm out in social media, and then also one reason why I can't fucking stand Mike, and why I have a serious problem with that entire sector. They're trying to basically make my existence and my presence on YouTube about that. And I'm about to get up out of here because I'm about to eat. I'm hungry. They're trying to make my YouTube presence about this sick shit that they doing. And I seriously resent that shit because it's not. Okay. I am here to do readings. I'm not interested in sexual deviancy or being involved in situations like that. I'm here to do readings. I'm here to show y'all spells and to talk about spiritual stuff. And you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm going to prevail. It doesn't matter. Eventually on YouTube, I'm going to get back to going back up to where my views were at. Eventually, it'll all end. It will eventually. Okay, so that's one thing they can't fucking take away from me. And Mike will sit up here every other day, come on here, Jamila and Jamila pussy and Jamila this, and then he'll say, and that's why I told you to go and do your tarot stuff. Why don't you? It's like a crazy person. While he comes on here and drops revenge porn and tries to, deviate the attention involving me, trying to shroud me with this bullshit. And I won't let you, Mike. Your ass is gonna fucking drop dead first, you bastard. Hey, you need to go ahead and you know what? Please replace me with Talia. What is Talia not fun? Either Talia or either Hope. Find you a black chick. Well, you know what Talia is? She's not the right complexion. You need to find a light skinned female that wants that type of interaction on YouTube and in real life. Okay. I was right, Emmy Lou. That's a good nickname for her. Okay, y'all, I'm about to go. And to think Kat and Tiffany tried to use Amanda showing up at your house to try to come to your house under the guise of trying to come help you. and you said I'm good, don't blame you. You know what? Exactly. And guess what? At the time, me and Mike, at the time, me and Mike was cool at that time. And Mike was like, do not mess with Kat. He was like telling me, he was like, I don't want you around her. I don't want you know she not coming to your house. No, she's not, which I wouldn't fuck with Kat anyway. I want nothing to do with her. She's not the type of person that I would have as a friend. And when I found out that Tip Tap was the way that she was, and I don't want those kind of friends. TLB the fly guy said Mike the type to move a girl in and make her pay rent through sex acts. Yep. Exactly. 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 He's a sick dude, but and you never know. He might have been doing that kind of stuff for years. That's how Mike been getting by. Honestly, in my opinion, no man is worth that kind of degradation. So I don't know why they trying to make it seem like, well, he's good dick would be worth that. Oh, police. That's to me, that's that lifestyle of trafficking and prostitution. Mike knows I want nothing to do with that. In fact, stop trying to relate that to Satanism. I know Satanists that wouldn't even sleep around. Satanism don't have nothing to do with sexual promiscuity. And they try to make it seem like it's got something to do with Satanism, and it doesn't. In fact, since I've become a Satanist, I've actually become more pure in this world. You know what I'm saying? I've become more worldly pure. I don't do that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And like, I guess it is some Satanists that, yeah, they do kind of do stuff like that, but that's not my relationship with the left hand path. And that ain't never been, that I have nothing to do with that. And, I think it's crazy that all these sexual deviant people are literally showing their sexual deviancy all the time by talking about this, but then but then they're trying to put up a big united front. Well, what do y'all talk about all the time? Y'all talk about sex, y'all talk about the most atrocious things. That's just like I talked to Mike last night, right? By messenger briefly, because I had a class to do for a student. Mike starts sending me nudes of Ms Elle. Now, it's not normal for a man to send a woman nudes of a woman. That tells me that Mike likes girl on girl activity. He does. He likes it, right? So I'm like, I'm confused. Why are you sending this to me? Right? I go on the internet and I find a photograph of a man with a BBC. And y'all know what that is, big black cock. Okay. And I sent it to him. I said, Mike, this is what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for no cooch. You know what he says to me? He says, is that a picture of your uncle or your father? I said, Mike, this conversation is over. And he said, what I say? I said, why are you thinking about my uncle and my father's penis? This is a random dude's penis on the internet. I said, I can't talk to you. And he's been like that through the course of our relationship. I told y'all that every once in a while, Mike would out of the blue start talking about incest. He would accuse me. I couldn't even be at home with my children. Like right now, Jacob is in the living room watching TV. Tyrese is in his room. Mike would pop up in my inbox. Are you fucking your sons? I'm like, what the fuck? I have never had sex with anybody in my family. I have never had sex with my sons. I'm not into that. But clearly Mike is. Because why does he keep talking about it? And I kept telling him, I was like, are you insecure? Or is this just something that you into? He made up the stories about me walking around naked in front of my sons. I've never walked around naked in front of my sons. That's not true. Okay. I've walked around in front of Mike naked. Mike is not my son. He got some serious mommy issues, is all I got to say. And Mike, at this point, stop trying to speak on me sexually. Stop trying to, and please stop saying that I won't Ms Elle. Mike has a serious problem. I'm not, you know what? I think that women, I think that all women are, I've seen beautiful women, attractive women. I've seen beautiful men and attractive men. You don't have to be bisexual to acknowledge that a woman is beautiful. I can sit here and say my sissy is beautiful. I don't have to say no homo. Sis, you beautiful, no homo. Why I need to say that? For what? You know what I'm saying? But Mike has this thing about white women to where he wants to personify that, a white woman can talk you into having sex with your cousin. A white woman can seduce you into anything. And, that's his mind, that's his brain. And I think it's a lot of beautiful white women out there. Jessica Lange is a beautiful older white woman. Um, what's that white lady that I did a video on? She was in that movie Shadow Boxer. She's an older white lady. I think she's beautiful and she's an older white lady. Then again, I can point out a lot of black women that are beautiful. I don't just sit up here and, oh, white women are the most beautiful women. We're all beautiful. All people are beautiful. So he tries to make it seem like, ooh, white women. Ooh, Jamila, you want a white woman. Like actually, and he would randomly do this shit. And then let's keep it a buck. The white women that Mike Mills hangs around are not normal. Why do these women have to degrade and down a black woman? Why? Why? Do I have to degrade and down a white woman? Helen Mirren, that is my girl. I loved her, especially in Shadow Boxer. Yes, you be reading my mind. Yes. Yep. No, it was not Cameron Diaz, but Helen Mirren. What, like, I'm not the type of black woman that has to degrade a white woman's looks to feel good about myself. Mike hangs around a bunch of white women. Let's keep it a buck. It's like they get some kind of sick pleasure out of seeing Mike and Lamar dog out black women. And that shit is sick. And Talia is the type of darker skinned black woman to where she has to see a black man, any man, she doesn't care, dog out a light skinned black woman. It's sick. I don't fuck with none of these people. Mentally, I'm not where these people are at. I love her too. She's pretty cool, man. She's pretty cool, Helen Mirren. Right. The fact that he can't be nice and help and get along with people is not Jamila, white women, or the gay community or anyone else's fault. He just isn't a good or likable person, aka a felon. He's an op. You're exactly right. But why does he insist on playing this sick game with those women? And prior to Miss Smell pretending to be cool with Talia, let's not forget Miss Smell was over there calling Talia a nigger bitch. Do y'all remember that? Talia apparently is into that. And Jane, wasn't you telling me about how it's some black people, like it's some kind of fetish that they do to where they like being subjugated and dogged out and dissed by white people and they like to be, treated like slaves. See, I'm not into that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, Talia, I have no respect for her as a black woman because she's over there actually cool with Ms Elle after Ms Elle went over on her channel dogged her out, called her a welfare queen. That's why Queen Fire is always gonna be broke. Okay. Yes, we was talking about that a few years ago, remember? They got some kind of fetish on that shit. So Talia is cool with Ms Elle, even though for 2 years straight, Ms Elle has been over there calling her a nigger. Ms Elle has been over there just dogging her the fuck out. And now she cool with Ms Elle. Not to mention Ms Elle has been roasting her child too. So that's Mike. And Mike, I really wish you would get the fuck out of my face with all these weird people. I hang with white folk. I'm cool with white people. I have white clients. I have mixed clients. I have black clients. Ain't none of them into that. That's weird to me. Mike, take your weird ass and get up out of my face. And if you a white person and you into that kind of interaction with black people, I don't have to think about you. I'm not sitting around worried about they over there doing that. And man, I have a life to live, bro. So it ain't nothing. I'm gonna sit here and they doing that stuff over there and look at Mike over there. I don't give a shit about Mike. Mike can kiss my ass, and he ain't gonna never get this again. That's a promise that I made to myself. And no, me and Tiffany did not have that kind of relationship when we was cool. Mike be sitting over there with his that boy didn't even have no damn. I don't know how the hell Mike lost all his damn natural teeth. Sitting over there with all them false ass teeth in his mouth, trying to rewrite history. That's why you lost all your fucking teeth, because you a fucking liar. You tried to rewrite the history of me and Tiffany's friendship to have this narrative so you could sit over there with a bunch of sick people. And trust me, Mike is ready to recruit more white women so that he can carry out his deviant behavior. But the problem is that the ones that he got over there ain't gonna let nobody else in. He's got it as a closed practice. Now, I'm joking, y'all. I honestly believe that nobody sane and rational would want anything to do with that anyway. Most people with a healthy self-esteem would not need to do what Kat is doing, what Tiffany did, or what Miss Smell and Hope. Hope is the same way. That's why they praise Mike so much. Oh, we love you, Mike, the way you dog out black women. Please call Jamila some more bitches and hoes. Please. We love it. They said, and I don't have to do that. Like, do you think that I would ever join a group, like considering all of this that's happened and it's closed itself out, it's over, it's done so, right? Do y'all think I would ever go and join a group that's anti-white woman? No, I'm not. I don't have to do that. Why? Because I have a healthy self-esteem. I don't feel no type of way. It ain't changed one bit because of no goddamn Mike Mills. Yeah, I know. I know. And girl, sis, yeah, he's stupid and he know he lost somebody good, but he's just a sick person. He can't help himself. He's very sick like that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know how he got like that, if he been like that, but he's certainly like that. He is. That's definitely the type of person that he is. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get this chicken ordered. Hopefully, I'm not too late. I hope I'm not. I'm gonna get this chicken ordered. And if I'm too late, I'm just gonna get groceries and probably bake some chicken thighs or something. So I gotta go, y'all. I'll see y'all later, okay? Yeah. Don't worry, me and Mike are done. I know it's been a lot of people that care about me. They like, oh my God, why did she hook up with him? Mike, you don't realize that there are a lot of people, even people that don't say anything. They just don't say anything. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of people that have been observing you that know me. These people are not a psychopath. You know, people that are able to listen to other people and people that are able to, you know, empathize with other people. Everybody knows what's in my heart. People that care about me knows what's in my heart. You the type of man that's just so selfish and diabolical that it's all about your sick shit. But there are a lot of people that have been watching and observing you and they don't like what you've done. And they think you crazy. And you should be very self-aware of the shit that you're doing. But you're so selfish and wrapped up in yourself. That's how men like you are able to do what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And nothing else matters. You don't listen to people. Even if you, and Mike, you could be sitting here listening. You could be hearing me, but you don't have good listening skills. Being able to listen to another person is a gift. And that's something that you don't have because all you hear is your crazy ass mind telling you to be the fuck person, the fuck boy that you are. You got to be a good read. You have to be a good, you have to be able to listen to people to even be a good reader. When people come to me and do readings, I'm not going to sit up here and say, listen, I don't care about what you ask me. I see a spirit that's around you and da 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 da. I don't do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I have respect for my clients. If it's a message from spirit or if I sense a bad spirit around them, I'm going to let them know. And typically when that happens, you know what I'm saying? But see, you a lot of these people that it's all about their agenda. And you know, Mike is a very selfish person and he hangs around a bunch of selfish, crazy people. You know what I'm saying? He is. Yep. God, and very cantankerous, sis. I can't wait until I need at least, and I'm gonna get that even before I move. You know what I'm saying? Mike, and I'm gonna let everybody know this right now. Mike is not gonna stop. He's not. He's gonna continue. Right. Prior to me moving, I have to stop responding to him. Okay. So he's gonna say all kind of crazy stuff. You know, listen, I can't keep going back and forth about this situation. I need to give myself time to heal and relax. I've got to take time to pack up all my things. I have a lot to do. And then also there's a very important court case that I'm dealing with right now. So I don't even have time for this. And trust and believe I resent the fuck out of Mike. Because right now I'm fighting for my mother's estate, you bastard, you black ass bastard. Fuck you. I'm sitting over here fighting for my mother's estate and you bringing all this extra goddamn burden over some goddamn fucking boring ass sex club shit. And if you ask me, all this sexual deviant shit you've been doing with these people ain't near about as exciting as what me and you did together. Yeah, that bullshit sex club y'all got over there, Michael, is boring, isn't it? It's boring without me. I'm the missing element because I'm not there. And you're going to find that out in my absence, right? Oh boy, this ain't fun no more, is it? And then, especially being that you don't get to have sex with me anymore. That was the best thing that you ever had, the most excitement that you had. And that's over. Okay. All right, guys. I got to go. Exactly, sis. Yeah, they weird. Okay, y'all. I got to go, though. I'll see y'all later. My suggestion is stop watching Mike. You know, I wouldn't watch him. He's too sick. I'm telling y'all, the last time when that first time I listened to Mike's show, like I literally, when he was, I mean, he was deep into that incest shit. There's a show that I want y'all to watch. Um, it's about this. It's about. Hold on a minute. Let me go find it. Story of sugar babe, and that that story involves incest, and how sick and depraved that I felt literally sick. And Mike is obviously turned on by that big time. Like it's a turn on for him. And so, it's never been a turn on for me. He's lying about everything that he's saying. Talking about I watch daddy daughter porn and all that stuff. You know, no. Okay. And he can't sully nobody. Trust me, my soul is cleansed of him and all his whatever, and if you into that kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? Like be into it. But Jamila's not. Quit trying to involve me and quit talking about my children. Like that's what's gonna get their asses cursed. Sitting over there having sick fantasies about me and my children. Like sick. No, we don't do things like that. Never have and never will. And Mike will never change that. And he will never, ever, ever be amongst my family. Never. All right, y'all. I'll catch y'all later, okay? Love you, sis. Love you, Jane. And who else was in here? Okay. Love you guys. Bye bye.